Freebase, I have great hope that we have finally found sort of a markup system that is lightweight enough that your typical PHP developer can make sense of it, if only we can give them the guidance to say, you know, this actually constitutes sort of a good idea for a class, and this constitutes sort of a good attribute. And I have to say, I actually think that the Open Graph Protocol is a pretty exciting thing, if nothing else, due to the sheer size of the potential graph that they are going to expose. I think there are other really interesting things about it. When you go off and you talk to a developer, and you say, well, it's actually this entity, and it's this attribute, or this facet, or this view into this entity, such that you're not getting back a whole graph, right? You know, we go to linked open data endpoint, and I hand you back a graph, and my typical Python developer says, I don't know what to do now. It's like, well, you know, you put it into a triple store, and you start running queries on it, and it's awesome. And it's like, wow, OK. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to move on. Now you say, well, in fact, all you do is you sort of make this little REST query, and you say, this is the entity I'm looking for, and this is the facet on that entity, or the attribute that I'm looking for, and it hands you back this really simple JSON structure that you can just pull into your JavaScript environment and evaluate and say, oh, yeah, OK, I know something about this thing in the world that I didn't know before, and now I can use that in my application, and it provides me sort of other graph identifiers, and I can go off and I can play the same game against them and get back pretty much exactly what it was that I was looking for. So I think, you know, the Open Graph Protocol potentially shows us a new way to think about sort of your typical developer querying a large set of entities. So I'm actually going to stop there because I'm surprised that nobody has stood up and said, you know, this is crazy. This is not the right way to think about the world. We have sort of, you know, these great ontological